Just a little chat because this morning I witnessed something really amazing. I could not do a video about it because it will be gone. This morning I was making my celery juice, and by the window of the kitchen I can see the road, and I saw a car that was there, and I said, what is that? It was a bird on the car. And you know what was doing the bird? And I watched at least 5 minutes, and he had so much fun. The bird was going up of the windshield in the front, and when he was up, he let him slide down. I was like, no, I don't see well. No, he was playing. He was sliding on the windshield and going up and sliding again and going up. I wanted to go and do the video, but there is no place to hide, so it will be gone. I prefer to enjoy watching him like that. It was really fantastic to see that little creature having fun, you know. And he stayed a long time after I visited the roof of the car, the top, you know. And he went again, and he was sliding on the windshield. It was really, really, really nice, really, really cute little thing. And so I also wanted to share with you, maybe some of you are also a little bit moved by the full moon that is coming. It's like 2 nights, it's like no desire to sleep during the night, and after the day I'm like that, you know. And the moon is really strong, and also we change hour. So we have an hour, I don't know if it's before or after. I think it's after. I never know this thing. I'm always lost in that. And I wake up at 9:30 in the morning, and it's like I sleep a lot, but the night I cannot sleep. I'm too excited. I feel that vibration, you know, of the moon. The moon is in Virgo, so it's time to put things together. And I still not have done my tax, and usually it's done for me end of the year, but this year it's really heavy. It is, you know, when I see what is going on in the world, every year, since I pay tax since a long time, it's hard for me, because I would love that the money I give back to the community be used in a way that I like. But this year, with what is going on, and giving my money to give money to make war, this is very, very hard for me. It's really like all the time, you know, every year it's the same thing. Every year I see the conflict, you know, that the US are involved in, and all the money it costs, and I finance that, unfortunately. So I try to find ways to get out of that, but it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. And I guess I'm not the only one to feel like this. I feel tired. I feel a deep lassitude about all this nonsense, and about all the abuse that we are abused non-stop by our governments. And I must say it's very, very heavy. This year even more, I think, because the 2 years we had, and now that, it's really devastating. And you know, it's terrible, because the people, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that, and it's just the interest of few. And this is, how can we reverse that? How can we change that? Oh my, it's a big issue. I think maybe we should start to be really clear with ourselves, for ourselves, because we will create another egregore, like a group at the level of the psyche, different. Maybe what is going on outside is a reflection of our inner world. So maybe we have to totally reinvent ourselves individually. I had a discussion recently with a friend in Saudi Arabia. She's from Morocco and she works in Saudi Arabia. And I was telling her that we were speaking about a little bit everything that is going on, and also about this really distracting thing about the pronouns and all these things. And me, I try to elevate myself regarding this issue about all this. You know, if you follow me, you know that I don't like the boxes and the tags and all that. Labeling, it's too limiting. It's limiting who we are. And I have the feeling that the people who are putting in this category or that one, it's because it's not that. They are searching for something else. They are searching. It's a spiritual crisis at all levels. That it be worldwide, that it be for each country, for group of individuals that label themselves this. But back of that, it's something else. I think it's because all these people from all this kind of group are not aware, have absolutely no consciousness about their wholeness and about their spiritual dimension. Because when you are aware of that, you know that there is no separation. And we went on this discussion about, you know, the transgender and the thing of sex and woman and masculine and feminine, and now you don't say man, woman, and it's total. We were like, and I say, you know, I see this in a way. It's a way that the way I see this can explain the big confusion and the big movement about all these things all around, and all this separation and all this labeling. I'm part of that, I'm part of that, I'm that, I'm that, and I don't even know what I am, all these things. It's because I see this in a positive way. I think it's a time of time of transition, because these people in general, all the people, there are some that are already aware of their spiritual dimension and they are connected to that, but we are all connected to the spiritual realm because we come from that. So I have the feeling that these people would need to be part of a group, like to have an individuality, I think we can say, to found their individuality by being part of a group. I see this differently. I see this like deep inside of them, of people part of groups, you know, putting this forward and that and that and that. In fact, especially regarding sex issue, gender issue and all that, I think I have a vision of that. I think it's because deep inside of us, each of us, we know that we come from a dimension at the spiritual level, the invisible level, that has no gender, that has no sex, no differences, just frequencies. And it's like an attempt, I think really, with all what is going on, I say this in my videos since more than 2 years now, it's a spiritual crisis. It seems so evident to me. But this also is part of it. It's because this thing about gender and all these people are looking for something deeper. They feel something from the invisible, and they attempt to bring it in the physical world. They feel deep inside, without being aware of that, without being maybe conscious, or maybe they are, to bring from that invisible realm where there is no differences, to bring it on this physical material reality. And it's there that it creates troubles. Because this difference should not be a problem, because there are none. And there, on that invisible level, there is no, there is love. There is love about, and I think this is the big thing that is going on since some years. It's really a spiritual crisis. And we try, I spoke about that with the beginning of the selfie some years ago, when people were doing all these selfies and still do, and people were quite, oh, look at that, they do all these selfies, it's stupid, blah, blah, blah. And me, I was seeing this not like that. I had the feeling that people were trying to get the best at their eyes, the more beautiful image of themselves, to make coming down, incarnating this divine essence that we are, and try to find the nice light, the nice expression. It's just because we know we are divine beings, and by the tools we have, we would love to bring something that we know deep inside of that beauty, that love of that dimension, invisible, in the physical. And this is all the difficulty, because everything is impermanent. And everything is changing all the time, but everything is repeating as well, and even in our bodies. The cells are dying and they regenerate, and just that the fact that we have this amazing body that is fascinating in its functionment, we should be on that sacred. Today I saw a short post about a teacher, transgender, who said to little kids, there were kids who were lost, and she said, well, you can be anything you want, or something like that. And me, I was like, wow, now we are things, human beings are things. So for me, there is a lack of sacredness. We are sacred. We are not things. We are not he or her, and we are not things. We are human beings, and we came in this dimension, to have this experience as we are, incarnated as we are, and everybody can do what he wants. But I think there is a loss of the sense of sacred. And I think it's this that is at the origin of the big crisis that we are living. People don't know, most of the people has absolutely no idea how their body is functioning. I always go back to the body, but it's the base, because we live this incarnation in that body. So we have to know how this body is working. It's the basic, and this should be taught at school, but not like they teach, different. Because again, there is missing the spiritual and the sacred dimension of who we are. So it's very heavy, because I feel since many, many years before these 2 years, that there is this spiritual crisis, but most of the people are not aware about who they are really. But if they were aware, they could not argue with anything, because they would know that everybody is to respect. Everybody is, and the beauty is because we are all different. And it's that, and this is the main thing, is to respect the difference. It's to let people be what they want, but not to, in a way, oblige others to do what they don't want. So, and we have been trained since 2 years about complying, and it's really, it doesn't go with human nature. Human nature by itself, nature is free. A plant, a seed gonna be blown by the wind and gonna fall in between two rocks, and a tree gonna grow. And despite the circumstances, despite the adversity, nature always finds a way, and nature will prevail. Because if we go too far in wanting to put everybody the same, or in labeling people, or putting people in small boxes, something gonna happen, and we may be eradicated. So I don't want to be too pessimistic, but we have to see the logical issue that we can face as human beings. Since many years, it's time to regroup. We have been trained for 2 years to be with ourselves. A lot of people I'm in touch with discover new ways to live, really became sustainable, because it's a way to go, to be in phase with nature law, because we are part of it, we are this. So if at one level of ourselves we decided to come and have an experience as such or such human being, we can spend our life to avoid to live the experience. But no matter what, we're going to end, because everybody is dying. And this is the first thing I said 2 years ago when all the mess started. We have to face one and for all that each of us is going to die. This is what we have to face. And again, I spoke several times about that. It seems totally abstract, because because of the memory we have of this invisible dimension, where there is no such a thing as physical death, and there is no death, and the time is something that is on this planet, or on this human connotation, human conventions, and that. So when we are on the invisible side, all this doesn't exist. And it's for that abstract, death is abstract, because we have the memory of that dimension where there is no death. So when we come in these bodies, we have the feeling we will never die, because at one level we never die. So what could be interesting is to look, or to feel the emotion we have, or the thought we have, or the fear we have, and to try to see a bigger picture about them, and to see how this can resonate at another level, at the universal level. Because our life is like a microsecond, and even in the immensity of the universe. But each of us, if you think a little bit about that, each of us is the center of the universe. Each of us, we come from a womb of a woman, and we have an umbilical cord, and we cut this umbilical cord, and this belly and belly is the center of the universe, is the center of our mandala, of our universe, and the universe around us. So there are a lot of things coming in my mind these days about what is going on. But I think humanity is searching. Humanity, in a way, it's like nature is pushing. Nature, not only the visible one, the physical one, but the invisible one, is pushing inside each of us to go to something else, to go to another way to be, another way to live, something that doesn't exist, something that is, we are mutant, we are in mutation. And it's that. And we are, in these times, in a very important part of the transition. And now we have, or we slide on one part or another, or we slide on the transhumanism, or we go back to nature. That is our nature. So it's a lot going on. It's a very important time. And like the bird this morning, even a bird play, and the fishes, many times I play with them and they play with me, and they don't even know what is going on in the world. So this morning, to see this little bird sliding on the windshield and going up and sliding and going up, I was like, oh my, it could be nice to be like that, without knowing what is going on. And I think it's for that we have to regroup with ourselves, to take care of ourselves, to be connected with ourselves, and to envision, to maybe question inside what could be the next step of humans, because we are actually in transition, and we are with the circumstances creating the new human being in becoming. So it's really an important time. And all these events that are going on around the world, it's really for people to be together, no matter what, to realize that our government are not here to protect us. Because people, they want to be happy and to play and to be with our family, and people don't want to be in trouble like there are troubles all around. So it's always the same one that are paying the price. And this, we have to find a way for this to stop. We have to find a way. So it's quite heavy these days, when I cannot sleep during the night with the full moon. I'm thinking about all this. And all these, oppressions and wars and things since thousands of years exist. So it's not in one day that all this can change, but it's on the way. I'm optimistic in that way. It's on the way. It's all these terrible things that are happening, that are unveiled, that are brought forward, and we created the tool for that. We created the internet. Before the things are created, they have been thought. So this comes from the unconscious collective. We created that. We all together, to be connected together, to know what is going on. So we have to use this tool wisely. And it's up to us, it's up to us to to make a change simply in our own lives, to find other ways to see where things are not flowing and how we can make them flow. You see, I've not done my tax since normally it's done end of December, and I'm still there, and it's 1 month away, and this pull me back, cut my creativity, don't let me go and play like the little bird, you know, because I have this in the back of my head, you have to do that, you have to do that, and another day passed and I've not done it, and I don't feel good. But this is for tax, but it's for everything the same. It's not only for the tax. Everything that is not in order in our lives are pulling us back and don't let us make the next step, even if the next step is something totally unknown. It's something that we have to put things in order. And the full moon is in Virgo, so it's the right time for that. It's for that, I think, these two last night, I was trying to put things in order, to try to find another order, to try to... And I wake up motivated, and finally I've been distracted, and I still not have done, and now my goal is for Sunday evening to have finished. So, and I know, every time I know when it's done, I feel light, I can create again, I can create with my hands. Now I don't start anything because I had that, oh, you have not done that, you cannot start that, because if you start that, you're going to sew, make dresses or thing, it's going to take you days and we will not do it. So I'm like, you know, so that is before that or anything, we have each of us to try to put things in order, to put things, you know, in a way that it's lighter in our lives. This, I think, it's a good time for that. Voila, just a little chat about what I am thinking these days. I'm very sad, very, very sad about that war, about all that. It's heartbreaking, really, really. Voila, my friend, I wish you a good night, and I'm gonna cocoon myself. I'm gonna make me a nice tea and just read, and don't go in my tax today. It's too heavy. I'm gonna go tomorrow morning, first hour, first thing, and all day working on that. Voila. I send you much love, and thank you very much for watching. Bye.